Hi, my name is Leslie Williams. I'm making this video file this morning to help people understand the factual realities in reference to how I'm still being a target of, I was going to say still being a target of gang stalking, but I'm trying not to call it gang stalking anymore. Now, when cars go by, I'm not going to talk because you can't hear what I'm saying when cars go by. This morning, this morning, I could almost want to jump through the radio and kiss, what's his name, Chip Franklin, I think? Don't take that personally, Chip, if you see my video. But, understand this and be clear. I have been literally fighting this crime on a non-stop basis every single day, literally, since 2002. I have, hang on. See, right now, about 12 cars went by me. That last one had its headlights on. And, anyways, the point I'm trying to make is this. That's gang stalking, where they go by you with their lights on to make you feel like you're being stalked because they gotta know where you're at in order to drive by you with them on. Anyways, I'm making this video file today in order to help people understand what's happening towards me still in San Diego, California. And now since it's 2012, this makes it 3 separate calendar years that this expedition has been going on towards me. In San Diego. In fact, actually, it's probably 4 because I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever that this was happening towards me in 1983 up until late 84 when I was out here, when I was a military wife. And I've come to discover, literally, hang on, over time that my ex-husband was part of this expedition and didn't know it. And if you go to www.gangstalkingworld.com on the techniques page, you'll clearly be able to observe that intimate infiltration is an aspect of gang stalking expeditions. And that was actually a relationship that was maneuvered and steered by circumstances that my mother created. And it's already all over the internet that my father was Chief MP to Curtis LeMay. Now, the reason why I bring all that up is because there is a military connection to this expedition. And I'm not going to go there in this particular video. But I want people to understand something very clearly. This expedition is still going on towards me because of the simple fact of how I was literally given over to military human experimentation when I was little. And what they did was basically kept track of me my whole life, including updated neural implants. And all my other videos, you have to watch all my videos in order to understand the wholeness of the concerning what's been happening towards me. Things have been discovered over time. I didn't talk to my parents for over 20 years, and I didn't start talking to them again up until 2004. And the only reason why that happened was because a couple and their son that had been put in my life to make sure that I stayed in certain circumstances were moving to Utah. And since they were all working together, when they were preparing to start moving to Utah, they contacted my parents, told them, and so that my parents got my sister to call me up and try to get me talking back with my parents so they could be used instead. This couple that moved to Utah and their son literally entered my life at the time my parents moved to Tennessee, and that was right around the time I stopped talking to them. So anyways, all this plays into the whole entire picture, which you cannot see in a 15-minute YouTube video, and it's hard for me to stay on point because all these details connect. And so when I start talking about one thing, I get sidetracked a little bit because I feel like those details got to be explained as well. But understand this and be clear. This morning on Chip Franklin Radio on Coco, he was talking about the government. I had just woke up, and my digital tape recorder was in my pocket because I leave it running. And right now it's a little bit low on memory as far as how much digital memory I got left. In reference to how much digital memory I got left for recording purposes. And I leave it running all night because I'd say about maybe 6 days ago, they got outside my tent after it got dark out and squeezed under a couple huge branches that my tent's underneath and said bitch, bitch, bitch right by my head. And my tape recorder caught it. It was right when I was waking up, actually. And my tape recorder caught it. So I went to go listen to the tape recorder, and I pressed stopped because it was recording all night, 9 hours. I slept hard that night. So I thought to myself, okay, because I know the difference between electronic harassment, the microwave auditory effect, and scalar projected audible distinguishable signals. I know the difference between that and a actual physical gang stalker being close by. Trust me, when you're targeted this openly now for openly, covertly, in reference to the electronic harassment, for over 10 years, you know the difference between the microwave auditory effect and scalar projected audible distinguishable signals, and then someone actually talking. And also B2K, which is voice to skull. So you know the difference. So I got up and stopped my tape recorder from running, and it was a 9-hour file because I slept hard that night, and I went to go listen to it at the tail end of it, and before I even got the chance to press play after I stopped the recording, because it was still recording because I was sleeping, and they set it right outside of my tent, right as I was waking up, because they wanted me to hear it, okay? So I stopped the recording because it was recording all night long in my pocket, and it's a damn good recorder. It's excellent. So I figured I know that's got to pick that up. So right when I pressed play and right before I got a chance to stop recording, they erased the file, which is directly mentioned in the remote neural monitoring file, that they got the ability to piggyback on the frequency of any electronic device, and then as a result control the internal functions of that device. They've already compromised this video camera that I'm using right now. And how were they able to ascertain that I was going to go back to listen to it? Because of the capabilities of remote neural monitoring. I mean, just take a look at that description. Hang on. Remote neural monitoring. They remotely neurally monitor you. And that technology has got more than just monitoring capabilities, trust me. Anyways, Chip Franklin said this morning as I was waking up, I had my digital tape recorder in my pocket, and as I was waking up, I turned on the radio, and I was still waking up, and I didn't expect this, so I had no need to take the tape recorder out of my pocket really fast, and then I erased, the file that was, that had transpired, as far as the video memory goes, of me turning it on before I went to bed and putting it in my pocket. And I wake up and then I erase it if nothing happens. And before I got a chance to do that, he talked about how, he was talking about the government and how the government's trying to take away our rights and how they're invasive in our lives. And he says it's gotten to the point now to where they even got handheld devices that can read our thoughts. Hats off to you, Chip, because the information concerning these technologies are finally starting to get out. And I'd say probably anywhere between now and the next 5 years, it's going to be a well-known fact. Then it's going to start being known in the general population about the depth of this technology. In reference to, it's not just about remotely neurally monitoring you. It's literally about having the capability to literally transmit evoked potentials into a target's brain, including using those evoked potentials that are transmitted interlaced with your own voice morphing, which is your own voice print. So your own audio cortex hears what they transmit into your audio and visual cortex, or actually audio cortex, in your own voice. So you believe, and since it's transmitted under the perceptual radar, you believe it's just your own, you having your own internal thought with your own internal subvocal speech. So this is what we have to understand here. Now, with this technology that they already are doing this with, they can literally put an idea in your head, in your own voice print, for you to hear in your own in your own audio cortex, using your own voice print, which you believe it's your own internal dialogue. Like they can transmit. I'm going to go to Walmart and do this. Okay, they're putting this technology in monitors in stores. Okay, to put ideas into your head about what to buy, to stimulate neural networks about things you bought in the past to keep you buying them. Understand this and be clear. You would not believe also what this technology is used for. It's also used for to stimulate neural pathways, in which I've just already stated, in reference to, they might put an idea in your head about to go gambling, and then you go through all your money and to keep you gambling. I gotta stop this digital audio file because somebody's approaching me right now. Today's date is March 30th, 2012.